When you got human intention, then you have to look at nature's intention. What is? Do you think really the unjudging nature has any intention, or is it just doing it itself naturally? Nature never is on any side or any polarity. Nature's only with the enlightened beings. Nature's always fully with the enlightened beings. Nature's never with anything that's outside of its own self as nature, unless that thing is connected to nature somehow. Now society is not nature anymore. It's not part of nature anymore. When you're trying to bring your intention into society and trying to act innocently as nature, then you're going against your own nature because it's not true. Because with one lie, you have to tell 1,001 lies to support that lie, and then you have to tell 1,001 other lies to support those 1,001 other lies. And from that point on, there's no coming back from the lies. The world of lies, the world of Maya, the world of society, the world of lies. It's all lies. Depends on your meditative state. If you're stuck in this way, then you're forced to. Like I know you're I know you can crave ferociously meat if I start listing all these meats, because I know what meat is. I know what it is. I know the craving for it. It's a different craving than you just want to eat and to sustain yourself. It's the whole attitude that comes with it that we're using in the society, because you're forced in this way, and then you have no choice because you feel like it's a logical choice for you just to give up. But I'm telling you, don't ever give up. I'm telling you the moral in all these stories. I'm saying don't ever give up. You gotta watch a whole movie for someone to tell you don't ever get the moral. Don't ever give up. And you gotta go to these self-help gurus so you can learn this. You don't ever give up. And then by the next day, you've given up again. Fight the good fight that's within you. Fight what you can fight. Don't give up. Fight the fight that you can fight, and that's the fight within you. Fight the fight within you. That's fighting your mind. Fighting what you can't control. The only thing you can control is yourself, and if you don't have that, then what do you have? Then you're just unconscious through this life. Living through this life unconsciously. There's a difference between being conscious in your own dream and not being. This world can be a beautiful dreamland for you if you're conscious within it. That means aware of yourself within it. In dreams, you're not aware of your own self when you're in the dream. And then you have to get a mystical experience. That if you have a mystical experience where inside that dream you realize yourself inside that dream, and then you can look inside the world as that dream. That's the same way as in this world. This world is that dream too. Your mind is what creates this world. Your mind is what makes it real. Your body makes it real. The experience of this body and this mind make these experiences real. Being aware of those experiences is to actually get those experiences fully, or else you're gonna have to keep getting those experiences again and again, and you don't get the point of your dreams. It means that with this Malabid, that means at every moment you're trying to stay aware of yourself, holding on, trying to fight the good fight that you can't fight. Because everything else, you can't fight everything else. You can't control everything else, everything around you. But you can control what's in you. It's possible. But you have to fight. I'm saying stay strong. Not all about getting jobs. If you think it's all about getting jobs, then you live in this Maya place. So once you get a good steady job, you stay with that job, and then you stick with that philosophy. That philosophy's over. Once you get to that job and you stick with that job your whole life, then the philosophy's over. There's no use to concern yourself with it. When you have all these things that you learn, there's no use to concern yourself with them anymore. And when you keep saying the same things, you're concerning yourself with the same things over and over again, things that have no use. Where you can be gathering new uses of new knowledges, of new things and new skills, new experiences. You can get a new experience of the same thing, but still the same thing. Where you could have gained so much more knowledge, where you just dived into something else. And this world is provided for you, so you dive into. So it's provided for you, so you can dive into all these different avenues. Now all these avenues are provided for us in the West as friggin' kings. We're all supposed to be living as kings. We're all eating as kings, living in a palace as kings, getting treated by the media and our friends or whatever about our work as kings. It's only to take another step further. A real king dives into each avenue. A real king goes into mysticism. A real king goes into all these different knowledges, and a real king tries to explore all these things because of his boredom. You've never known a king who just sits in front of a television. That's not what a king does. That's not what a king is. And then if it has to be when he has a real realization, then the king goes to war. But the king for this instance, in this example, has to go to war with himself, with his own mind. Goddamn Buddha was the goddamn Buddha was a king, and he left to war with himself. He renounced his kingdom to go out into the real world and war with himself, not to war with others. And this is the greatest man that ever lived. He's the most confident man you'll ever live amongst. Every single friggin' enlightened person is so confident you can't even stand near them, because you can't take them, and you won't. Like for me, instance, most people wouldn't want to accept me as a confident guy, because when you see someone acting a certain way, you assume they're lying at first. No matter what, when you see somebody who's sad, you believe them for the most part, because you can feel emotion, you can feel them. And then when it's happy, it's hard to, if you're not in tune with the higher spirit within you and the polarities within you, and to this nature and everything that's laughing around you, then you can't realize real laughter from what's not, because you're so used to lies. And just see how freaking sad it is when you can't even laugh with each other and believe if somebody's happy or not. When everyone's acting like they're happy, and deep down there's some kind of torment inside them. This stuff is easy. Now even people brag about when they learn all this easy stuff, because this stuff is easy. All people know this stuff. So then they brag to each other like, oh yeah, I know this too, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're freaking smart too. So like, if you're saying this as an enlightened person, this is a higher plane. I'm not gonna say, okay, you're smart too, like they do. Funny thing is, as much as everyone understands and everyone gets these concepts, they still want to live through this life. It is for some people to just live this life, to just do whatever you're gonna do in this life. But at least don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself in this life. Be aware of yourself lying in this life. So when you're smoking a cigarette, at least be honest with yourself. Like, okay, I'm putting this poison in me, and it's not good. It's not good for me, but I'm doing it. But at least be honest with yourself. Don't say, okay, this is nothing. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. When really deep down you feel like, okay, this is really bad. At some point in time, you gotta be like, okay, you gotta be like, how do I say this? You gotta be like a guardian for yourself. Inside of you is your own inner guardian. And when you're going against your own inner guardian, you're going against God, you're going against everything. But when you think of yourself like, oh, my inner guardian against really low mundane things like an argument, then you're missing the point completely. I'm talking about everything you can think of. Your guardian's there to guide you. So a voice inside you knows what's right, and you're 95% of everyone 95% of the time are doing wrong and going against their own inner guardian. Because of what? Because it's what everyone else is doing. It's what all the other all the other ants are walking. So every moment, remember that inner guardian within you. People believe in guardian angels. Then use that. Or people believe that Jesus is looking over them. Then use that, but don't use that in like an argument. If someone's gonna give you new info that will go against your own belief, then take that chance. Don't miss that chance to miss that experience. Because at some point you get cut off from all the experiencing. Your mind cuts you off from the experiencing. You can't control your mind. The mind is the devil. The mind is so against you that you can't even control it. You can't even say anything to it. It knows every single trick in the book to get you to go down the wrong path. It's that inner voice within you that knows the real path. The inner voice within you, the inner guardian within you that you have to get connected to, that you get aware with. Everyone knows this. People learn this all the time. Even people learn the same lessons all the time. There's an inner guide within you that guides you. But your mind, you can differentiate your mind between the inner God. And that's easy. The mind knows every single trick that you can think of to make you go against your inner guide. Go down a different path that's further from your inner guide. It will trick you and sway you in every single way, like a snake does. In every single way. To get you away from your own inner guide. To get you away from yourself. You can look at all this stuff like knowledge. So when you start looking at all this stuff, it's like you're eating from the tree of knowledge. All the television, the radio, the music, the YouTube, the Facebook, the clothes that people are wearing, the things people are saying, it's all knowledge. And the devil is what tells you eat from the tree of knowledge. And your mind is what's sneaky and crazy like that and twisted like that gets you to go into these paths. Oh, maybe you can just go anyways, who cares? And then you wind up going. And then you're gone. Because you missed from when you're a kid, you can stand up for yourself at any time and say, okay, screw this, I'm gonna do what I want. You miss the passion, and you miss all. You lose. Most people lose what they had as their highest quality in different stages of their development, and just stick with the parents thing. They forgot everything from the past because they say that's kids. They say that's what kids do. There's no such thing, okay? The highest advancement of a human being is an enlightened being, which is pretty much just a kid. Kids are the adults here. Now you're teaching kids to be adults. Now kids are no longer adults. That's what we're doing. Kids are no longer adults anymore because you're trying to teach them to be like adults, and kids are learning to act like adults. Try to act like adults, like to play the games that adults play, and to know the things that adults know, and to confuse the adults in ways where they can't just say no, you guys are dumb anymore. So then now there's no such thing as a kid anymore. So I gotta speak on something. I gotta say something. Alright? Don't forget to subscribe. Click that button. Click that button.